What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got a breakdown for the weekly reset in Destiny 2 this Tuesday, August 20th. And so first up, we are in the final week of Solstice 2024, so if you're looking to get anything wrapped up with the event, now is the time. Additionally, we can say the same for Act 2 of Echoes, as this is also the final week, so next week we'll get some juicy new content, and we can probably anticipate some reveals during this week as well. Otherwise though, for this reset, we'll talk about featured rewards as well as activities, the Nightfall, all of the endgame content, plus we'll talk about trials coming up this weekend, as well as some updates from Bungie. So, as always guys, we'll break it down in the video, and if you find it useful, be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, let's get into it. And so initially, when it comes to the episode content, of course the story has been paused for a couple of weeks now, but next week we will get Act 3 of Echoes, so that'll include a new exotic mission, launching at some point during the act, as well as the continuation of the story, new rewards, updates, and plenty more, and we should probably look out for some reveals or conversation about that from Bungie this week. At the latest, I would imagine we'll get a few things in the twit, so I'll keep you posted about that as always. But it will additionally be the final week for Solstice of Heroes for the year, so if you're looking to wrap up any of the armor upgrades, picking up weapons, cosmetics, whatever it may be, we've got just a few days to do it now, so let us know in the comment section if that's something that you'll be working on. Otherwise though, let's get into the weekly challenges for this reset, and initially we have moon activities, and on the moon we can earn progress by completing bounties, patrols, public events, and lost sectors, but there's also blistered fingers, and we can rapidly defeat Vex in Gambit or Vanguard ops to make progress there. And then we've got orchestral performance to get final blows with heavy ammo in Gambit, Crucible, or Vanguard ops, and we get bonus progress for sword final blows. Then for the Crucible right here, we have Flourish of Power to defeat Guardians in the Mayhem playlist with super abilities, so at least we know that Mayhem will be featured. As recently we haven't been getting the Next Week in Destiny cards, which makes it particularly difficult to figure out what the Crucible rotations will be, so that's something. And then there is Calibrate Long Range to get kills with pulse rifles, bows, and trace rifles, and there is bonus progress granted for defeating Guardians there as well. Additionally, for the Crucible this coming week, Bungie have said that Cirrus Plaza will be the Trials map, so that's good to know, and on top of that, Sheora's Wrath Adept will be featured as the Flawless reward, so just a quick mention for Trials there from the twit last week. And otherwise, of course, all of the challenges and pinnacle drops on the Pale Heart will refresh, including the co-op missions, and all of the loot for Excision, as well as Salvation's Edge, so good luck if you're hunting anything down there this week. But over to the Vanguard, and the featured Nightfall for this week will be Exodus Crash, according to the new rotation, which seems to rotate 3 different Nightfalls per act, so this rotation will switch up a little bit next week, but the featured weapon for Nightfalls this week should be Scintillation, best we can tell, so another opportunity to grab the new linear fusion rifle from this episode. Onto the featured raid and dungeon content though. This week, Vault of Glass will be the featured raid, so all of the legendary rewards and the Vex Mythoclast are completely farmable, and if you need any of those, it's going to be a pretty good week to jump in. But also according to the rotation, the Prophecy dungeon should be featured as well, so both of these activities are going to drop their unique items. Of course, Prophecy got a bit of an update last season, so there may still be quite a few useful rewards for a bunch of players in there. Additionally, in the Legends tab though, Operation Seraph Shield will be the featured exotic mission for the week, so if you still need to work on crafting Revision 0, it'll be a good time to jump in and do that. And it takes us over to the Dares of Eternity next, and on top of the core loot drops that we get that are featured rewards for Dares, there are additional drops from the Scatterhorn and Lightkin armor sets, as well as some weapons from Season of the Splicer, and world drops from Forsaken as additional drops. And next up we have the Lost Sectors for the week, so starting out on Tuesday, we'll get Perdition on Europa featured, and this can drop the Crux Termination, Nox Perennial, PSI Hamatic, and Rossarago as legendary drops. Of course, on top of the legendary drops, solo completions have chances to drop exotic engrams. For August 21st, we'll get Bunker E15, dropping Combined Action, Last Foray, Parabellum, and Old Sterling. Then on the 22nd, it'll be Concealed Void, which can drop the Geodetic HSM, Glissando 47, Heliocentric, and the Mikado 45. From there, the legendary weapon pool will just rotate through, so back to the start, but August 23rd will be the Conflux on Nessus. The 24th will be Thrilladrome on Neomuna, with Hydroponics Delta on Neomuna featured on August 25th. And finally, for the 26th, we'll see Vel's Labyrinth in the Cosmodrome. So that's the layout for the Lost Sectors this week. But finally, in the Dreaming City, if you are completing Ascendant challenges, this week we'll get Sumerian Garrison, which can be found via the Chamber of Starlight in Ria Silvia, so pretty easy to find as always, but if you want the location for collectibles, as well as the challenge itself, we'll run some footage at the end of the video. And the only other thing worth mentioning is that if you're looking for the extra XP for your Season Pass in Act 3, or indeed better chances of picking up some of the new weapons after the initial unlock when Act 3 drops, then holding on to some Echo's Engrams as well as any seasonal challenges may be worth doing, as if you've made enough progress or all of the progress we can actually make this episode or this act, then a lot of those aren't necessarily providing a lot of benefit, so not necessarily something you have to do, but if you want a little boost when Act 3 drops, it may be useful. For today though guys, that's what we have to speak about regarding the weekly reset, so as always I hope the video has been useful, and if it has, a rating below very much helps us out. Let us know down in the comment section any stuff that you plan to get done this reset, of course ahead of Act 3. I will be keeping you posted if we get details for Act 3 from the TWID, or any other press release from Bungie, so keep it locked and loaded here on the channel. Otherwise though, I very much appreciate you all tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.